when we look at people whose lives we admire or their personality we admire, it's just something about them, whether they built something or they've become something that we would like to have in our lives, we might try and figure it out and like try and reverse engineer it. How did they get there? Like, what were those big steps that they've taken to become this person or to create this thing? And I'm finding out more often than not, either just through reading biographies or looking at my friends and how they've grown, or even just looking at my life. Like that's my that's the one I have the most experience with. But it's almost that they sometimes there are innovations. There's sometimes big giant steps or leaps that somebody gets from here to there. But more often than not, like 80-90% of the time, it's like a series, an accumulation of tiny little choices or tiny little actions that have led to the path that they're walking down now. It might be just this one conversation. Hey, I struck up with a conversation with this person in line with me at the grocery store, and they had a brilliant thing, like the brilliant business, and I was able to help them with something, or either a tiny conversation, a connection with somebody, a choice that, hey, I think I'm going to read this book over this book at the bookstore. Like choosing either the book next to the right or to the left can lead you down a totally new wormhole, down a totally new path. It's these accumulation of tiny little actions, tiny little choices that can create this massive change in your life. So it's almost as though you can never predict what this tiny little action, this tiny little choice will lead you to. So if you go in thinking, oh, I know what's going to happen if I read this, I know what's going to happen, you're fooling yourself. So just keep that in mind, like to make that powerful for you. Keep in mind like that mindset that I have no idea what's going to happen, and it could be something great. It could be something incredible. This could be something wonderful. And I think if you have that mindset, you'll look for those opportunities and look for what great could come from that tiny little choice. And I guess I'm running over, but keep that view that is powerful. Those tiny little choices, consistent tiny little choices every day. They'll there's power in that, and we never know how much power is behind it until we look back